Kareem Yosef on 2S, Esther Chandler on 2S.
Hello. So this year, Airbnb made a brave decision to become a good citizen of the world and remove all of the listings in illegal Israeli settlements in the West Bank. And in its decision, Airbnb, along with the mission statement, developed a framework that examines the safety risks for hosts as well as guests. And in this case, whether or not the listings contribute to human suffering, and if the listings themselves send a political message by their simple existence. And I want to say, as a Palestinian American, that the message that these settlements that were removed, the message that they convey is one that is extremely discriminatory and violent to anyone who is non-white and non-Jewish, and anyone who does not fit that criteria, who cannot become a legitimate citizen of Israel, is faced with constant violence and constant threats when they are in proximity to these settlements. And for this reason, seeing these acts of violence, seeing these violations of basic human dignity and basic human rights, Airbnb did what most companies would not have done, and they condemned the actions of these illegal settlements by removing these listings. And a major reason why they made this decision and why they chose to divest from Israeli settlements is due to the illegality of these settlements, and that the international community, including the US government, actually has ruled that the existence of Israeli settlements in the West Bank is in direct violation of international law. The Fourth Geneva Convention states that the occupying power shall not deport or transfer parts of its own civilian population into the territory that it occupies. The UN Security Council has also called on Israel. I'm sorry, my name is Kareem Yosef. I'm a resident of Los Angeles. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Esther Chandler, item 2S. Abdul Barakat, item 2S.
Hi, I am Esty Chandler. I am a proud Jewish American, and my family are Israeli. I was involved in the No Hate campaign, and I believe in no hate to my core, which is why I'm proud to be the founder of Jewish Voice for Peace Los Angeles. I find that the resolution to admonish Airbnb to be completely countered from the history of West Hollywood, known to be supporting equality. But in the last weeks, it seems that some members of the West Hollywood City Council have sent out a message loud and clear that they believe in equality except for Palestinians. They voted to table the screening of a historically accurate documentary film made by a leading academic, and now they have chosen to try to admonish Airbnb, when it's interesting that just this year, when Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman came on a publicity tour, a public relations tour, the West Hollywood City Council was contacted over and over again by people asking for them to admonish the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, saying that he shouldn't be celebrated by West Hollywood business leaders and politicians because he was committing genocide and also is known to execute people for being gay. Those people never even got a response. And yet, there are people here who want to admonish Airbnb for being compliant with international law and to continually try to suppress any voice for, as the prior speaker said, the voiceless, the Palestinian people who also deserve equality. Equality, after all, means everybody, not just white people, not just Jews, not just gay people, but everybody. And I really hope you'll reconsider this motion and live up to your reputation around the world for supporting human rights, human equality, including Palestinians. Thank you.
Thank you. Abdul Barakat, to be followed by Steve Martin on items 2S.
Good evening, Council. Abdul Barakat, resident of Los Angeles. I want to encourage you to stand tall and not give in to Zionist protocol. You can be anti-Zionist without being anti-Semitic, just like you can be anti-Republican without being anti-American. It's perfectly fine. I am an Airbnb host. I have over 305-star reviews, both as a host and as a guest. I like Airbnb. I appreciate Airbnb as a platform. I think it's a vital platform. Recently, I hosted 3 families after the Woolsey fire, and we did that as from a humanitarian perspective. I would ask you to protect my rights as a City of Los Angeles resident, to protect my rights as an American, that if I were to ask to book an Airbnb in a settlement, I would not be able to go there. And even if they gladly took my money and accepted my booking request, the military police would not allow an American with a name like Abdul to go into the settlement for security reasons. This exposes the hypocrisy of the occupation. You can be anti-Zionist without being anti-Jewish. Please don't be good Americans and just toe the line. We've seen that before. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Steve Martin, Roz.
Good evening. Thank you for having this opportunity for us to talk. I was really hoping that your resolution would be to praise Airbnb for their brave decision, because I would be very surprised that you guys here are okay with violating international laws. Settlements are illegal, and I don't know how we can be proposing anything that would promote something illegal like that, you know. As a Palestinian, I would really hope that you guys would look at us the same as you would look at Israelis. You know, I've heard about the long history of Hollywood City promoting equality, and Palestinians are no less than Israelis in this case. With that said, I also would want to encourage you to really take your time and take a look at the 1948 documentary. Do not table it, because this is a documentary that was actually shown in Israel with no protest whatsoever. It's very equal-sided. It has both sides telling the story. Listen to it and make the decision afterward. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Vincent Duraz, to be followed by Esther Baum.